Roughly a week into April now, and 2 days of sunshine. How amazing. Just walking here along a small country lane up in the hills. Things are beginning to emerge. Lots and lots of young nettles, sort of 2 to 6 inches tall perhaps. Good time to have them. Let's just see what's happening on the grass verge here on the corner. Oh! These are young comfrey leaves coming up. Whatever you do, don't consume comfrey. Whatever some herbal books say, they contain carcinogenic compounds, which potentially could actually trigger something in your body system, so just leave them alone. Very much an emergency food, if you have to, rather than out of volition. Nice new big leaves of navelwort over there, and we've got just the first glimmers of blackthorn sloe over there. Goosegrass and that lot is definitely overcooked. They're about 18 inches tall, too far gone to be of any use. Lunch. What we've got here, just to emphasise how simple it is not to take unnecessary risks, right in front of us there we've got 3 edible plants: nettles, sorrel leaves and the leaves of navelwort. Okay, they're not particularly in good condition, but that's in the space of a couple of square feet. So why would you want to be chasing poisonous plants when you can actually find lots of things around about you? 2 more bumblebees. That makes 4 today. That's a good innings. You see, look at this goosegrass here. There's a real matted crop of them, and well past their sell-by date. And then we've got common sorrel here coming into flower bud. That's a nice bunch of sorrel. A bit narrow-leaved, that lot. That's slightly unusual. It's long and narrow leaves, which just goes to show plants do vary all the time. What you see in a book is only just, the average, like human being. It's more of the same: primroses, nettles, goosegrass cleavers, better celandine, box, sorrel. What you find at any time of year, in fact, is just you get the general species coming through all over the place, and then they will clear away, and you'll find the next layer of edibles come through, or non-edibles. In the case of the bluebells, red campion and red stitchwort. Actually, it's interesting, the snow has actually retarded a lot of plant species. The ramsons, which I would expect to be well into flower, or certainly in flower bud mode at this stage, a week into April, there's nothing in bud at all. Certainly it's where I am here. Maybe elsewhere it's warmer, it's out and about. But just here it's very much later. Another bumblebee. That's good. It's nice to see bumblebees around. Gives a bit of reassurance that things are happening. And here, gorse. This is what I'm after today. It's a lovely warm day, so these flowers will have a sort of apricotty, coconutty aroma and flavour, and I'm after as many as I can get of these to experiment with a gorse flower liqueur that someone has told me they made. I want to try that because it sounds quite interesting. Kind of apricotty, coconutty liqueur sounds quite an interesting prospect. When you're picking gorse, go for the ones which are fully open, and those ones tend to be on the top, or at least depending on where the sunshine's coming from. They're the ones that get the most sunshine up there frequently. Unless the actual shrub happens to be facing south, then obviously the whole side will be alight, as it were. And discard any which are slightly browned, and before you start making whatever you're going to do with your gorse flowers, is actually to check them over and make sure you've got no moth-eaten ones or anything else which might taint the final outcome. Some of these are really nice big open flower heads, and there are some really good clusters. What you tend to find is the easiest ones to get at are actually the ones on the tips of the spiny branches. Don't spend so much time going back along the branch. those can get a bit prickly for your fingers unless you have gloves. And even then, gloves are not much help because you need to be able to physically feel the flowers. A nice big lot up there. I'm afraid picking gorse flowers is rather a long-winded job, but I'm hoping the final outcome is absolutely fine. This is one I really do want to try. Actually, what's interesting just along this little stretch here, which is normally full of dandelions, there are none in bloom. And yet in my backyard there's a whole lot in bloom, and there's a whole lot in bloom on the hills on the other side of town here. I wonder why. I mean, this particular road is on a high ridge, but it is sheltered because we have these high hedgerows here. But it's just curious, I haven't seen one. Some good ones up there, that's what I like to see. Big clusters. Much easier when you find a whole lot open on a single day on the tip of a spiny branch. Makes life so much easier. Those ones are getting a little bit speckled, I'll leave those. A few more here. The flowers, of course, look a little bit like broom, if you're familiar with that. The main difference, though, is the branches. In broom they're long and thin, without any thorns, whereas these are just covered in prickles, which make harvesting sometimes painful. I estimate I've probably got about a pint pot's worth of flowers here. So what I'll do with those then is put them in a container, cover them in a straight unflavoured vodka, so they're covered over with vodka, and then rather than add sugar to the mixture like you would for slow gin and so on, I'll let them infuse 10 days or so and then add sugar syrup to the solution rather than perhaps overdoing it in the first place.